Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Saturday, the 29th of July 2023. So I'm going to show you a couple things and then we're going to get into the topic of this video. So there's like a couple of bees there still. I think one. I see one. I've been continuing hitting it, spraying it with WD-40, so it doesn't look like they're coming back, which is what we want. So that's a good thing. They're all dead in the bag as of this morning. So I actually have that in the back of the truck, and I'm going to be disposing of that. So this pile over here, I'm going to show you, if you remember how big it was before, it is much smaller now. I got a load ready to go that I'll probably be doing this afternoon. But I just been hitting spots, picking spots, and working on different things on the road. Now, people said put something up through here so you can get more gravel in there. Going up the road here with a full load like this on here, it's kind of slow going. I don't want to push it and do that. But I actually had one of the guys, Rob, told me, he said, "Ed, I don't know if you realize, man, this is a dump trailer." I said, "I did not realize that." So if I took the pin out of there, the trailer itself would just lift up and dump out. I did not know that. Well, now I do. But, that's after a minute. But I'm generally hitting spots. I'm not like hitting major one area. So there's only a couple of times that I've put the gravel all in one spot. It happens. What are you going to do? That's okay. But anyway, all right. So let's get into this video. So it begins, right? That's the topic of the video. So it begins. If you guys just saw the coup attempt over in Niger, in Africa, and you think, well, that's an isolated incident. I had talked about this when the pandemic started, and I thought that was very convenient, the timing of the pandemic, and all that type of things, because at that particular time there was a lot of unrest around the world. And what do I mean by unrest? People sick of their government, sick of dealing with the nonsense, and had had enough and were rising up. They were rising up, and there was a whole lot of different places around the world that were doing that. Hong Kong was one of them. You had France was having all kinds of issues over in the Middle East. There was some hot spots going over there. But what you're seeing now, you have discontent in Israel, and there's talk about a strife within inside of Israel itself. You have this situation in Niger that's happening. There's a lot of dissatisfaction here in the United States of America. And there's talk about different things that could happen here as well. There is a lot of things all over the place where people are heating up, tempers are heating up. Again, people have just had enough of these governments. And, the last time it all got squashed down because of the pandemic, we saw what happened in Hong Kong, right? They came in there and they just squashed it. And nobody made any kind of noise, did anything about it, and the people in Hong Kong were the ones that were going to suffer because of that. And they did it before they were initially going to, by the way, on top of that, on top of everything else. So, very interesting. But now, you see the situation in Niger, and I think this is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. I think you're going to see a lot more unrest. You're going to see a lot more dissatisfied people. I don't know, honestly, I can't give you an honest yes or no answer. If people will allow themselves to be locked down like that again, to be controlled like they were controlled again, it would really depend on, where people are at and what they're willing to put up with or what they're not willing to put up with. And so, very, very interesting stuff going on. And I find it fascinating. I really, truly do. And I think that we are just in the throes of things getting really, really ugly. And I think you're going to see that accelerate moving forward. Especially, I just saw an article the other day, and it said, you know, oh, COVID is coming back, right, just in time for fall so they can roll out more, you know, vaccinations. So, again, it's going to really depend on what people are willing with whatever. And I'm not saying and not talking about necessarily the shot, but I'm just saying in general, what are people willing to put up with? Have they had enough? I think you're seeing that breaking point happening. You know, they talk about the economy here in the United States, and you know, realistically, if you talk to the common average person, there is no extra money for this, that, or the other thing. Things are very, very tight. People just don't have the cash. And so that obviously is a huge issue, and people have a lot of concerns, you know. And so what does the government do, you know? And I love this again, and I'm going to talk about this one more time, you know, because it's really not talked about a lot. 87,000 new IRS agents hired, right? 87,000. But they're only going after the rich folks. There ain't that many rich folks, okay? There ain't that many rich folks out there, my friends. So they're going after everybody. That's an opinion. Just I'm going to clarify that. That many IRS agents, they are going to be really looking at everything. I think you're just, you know, these governments, you know, here in the United States, Canada, the UK, Australia, around Europe, you know, even Russia, South Korea, you know, North Korea, wherever. Iran, you know, you name the country, it's happening everywhere. They want to exert more and more and more control over their people, dictating what they can, what they cannot do, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. You know, I think it's actually funny, and I'm going to bring this point up. Right now, the left is losing their mind over a song by Jason Aldean, right? Now, aren't these the same folks that told us that we needed to be tolerant and be okay with a cross-dresser being on a can of beer? Where's their tolerance? Where is their, you know, and the best part is, Jason Aldean made no reference to race, color, or anything like that in his song. So I don't see where there is a problem. I really don't. But again, you know, manufactured problems, manufactured, you know, bad feelings and hurt, and you can make anything up out of anything, realistically. So, very interesting, all of it all together. Anyway, folks, the games continue. They will continue to continue until people have had enough, and then you're going to see something happen. That's my prediction. I think you're going to just see, like I said, this thing with Nigeria is just the start. I think you're going to see more and more and more of this happening moving forward. I think people in Canada are sick of Trudeau. I think people in the United States are sick of Biden. And at some point, you know, something is going to be done. You know, and it wouldn't surprise me. Let's just put it like that. I would not be surprised. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to jump off of here. Remember, folks, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. We have to stop letting them divide us over race, religion, political affiliation, the vax, the unvaxxed. They're just all tools used to keep us fighting amongst each other, and it's nonsense. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really, really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.